want you to take a good look at this image. Right now, your brain is working overtime. But here's where it gets interesting. What you see in this picture isn't the truth. It's a story your brain is making up based on its own shortcuts and past experiences. Here's the kicker. This process, it happens every day, all day, in every decision that you make. These patterns, that's what's keeping you stuck. I want you to break free from the fear and self-doubt and the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Alps is the framework that I've developed to help you take control of this process. And by the end of this one video, you'll not only understand how this works, you'll know exactly how to use it in your own life starting today. This is a game changer and it's a plug and play. Alps, the first A stands for awareness, your L stands for life experience, your P stands for pattern recognition, and your S stands for solution. You use your 5 senses to become aware. All of us do that. And so in the image, you use your vision to become aware of that image. Here's a mistake that so many people make. We either ignore the awareness, we either dismiss it, or we misinterpret it. Awareness is about recognizing those initial signals your body is giving you. Like the physical sensation of fear. Oh man, I'm gassed. I can't wait to give this to you. All right. Like the physical sensation of fear or stress. You may feel this as like a tightness, racing thoughts, or even an avoidance, just this gut reaction. Many times when it comes to your vision or your dream, that gut reaction is a misinterpretation of your awareness. It's a misinterpretation. We ignore these signals. We dismiss them as irrelevant, or we misinterpret them as a sign of misfortune. The L, life experience. This is the library of your past. In this stage, your brain starts to pull from the library of your past. Those times you felt any tightness in your chest, your brain wants to keep you safe. It loves you, in a sense. But just because your brain says, you gotta remember what happened last time, right? Just because your brain is telling you that nonsense, it doesn't mean that those memories define your current reality. No. Our perceptions are staked in yesterday because they are governed by our life experiences. We allow our yesterday to write our tomorrow. And how in the world are you going to create a new vision if you're allowing your past to write your future? Pattern recognition, stage number 3. Here's where the magic happens. This is the moment you pause, you recognize the pattern. In the past, most of us simply try to avoid fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Each time we felt those 3, or a combination of those 3, what do? We hauled ass. Yo, I'm out. That's what we do. We haul ass. Right? So this became our default. Our default creation happens here in our pattern recognition. And we create a default button that says, when I experience fear, doubt, uncertainty, avoid it. But with Alps, once you start understanding this process, you can change this process. You can change how you recognize these patterns, right? You start to ask, what do I actually lose by following this pattern? Hear me. Are you here? Are you still here? I hope you are. I hope you are. What do I lose by following this pattern? This awareness creates a pivotal moment. This is the moment. When anyone is trying to change their lives and they're saying, this new year, new me, and all this other shit, if you're a husband and you're going to tell your wife you're going to change, if you're an addict and you're telling your family you're going to change, if you're telling the people that you care about that you're going to change, right? And you're aware of the problems, and you have your own life experiences, but you have a pattern, you have a default setting. We all do. We have this default. We have it. If we can't change this, we are stuck, because you cannot change the past of your life experiences, and you cannot immediately change your senses and how you become aware of any type of stimulus or problem. This is where it's at, right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this contrasts this old process, and we're going to come over here, and we're going to create a new process, because you deserve it. Let's go. As we run through this, we get to our S. S is your solution. This is where you make the decision on what you're going to do. With this image right here, after you went through all of these stages, you arrived at a solution and said, I don't know what the hell that is, Mike. Right? But you said something. That's the decision. So if this is the old system, then this is the new system. We still have our awareness. We recognize that feeling when we're in the face of fear, doubt, or uncertainty. We become familiar with the signals that your senses are sending you, your life experience. You acknowledge that the past doesn't predict your present. You're not going to just give the pen to the past so it can write more of the same shit. Here, in this stage, you become the author of your story instead of being a character. You take the pen. Here, pattern recognition. You identify your losses. If I follow this old pattern, what am I missing out on? What can't I have besides safety? If that's what you want, right? If that's what you want. There's always safety when you don't do anything. Every ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not why ships were made. New process, old process. Safety, adventure. Right? So we had a pattern recognition, and then we go to solution, our S. Fear becomes a trigger for growth. Once we get to this point, and our senses start to send us this signal, and we've started to walk through this process, and we understand that, we can make that change. Fear, doubt, uncertainty can be like a, ooh, okay. It can be a motivator. And the question is how? And you see how one leads to avoidance and stagnation, and the other opens the door of opportunity and growth. The old, this is going to feel safe and familiar. You know this. But it keeps you in a loop. And the new will provide opportunity. It'll provide growth. This is what you want. And by recognizing the patterns and creating new solutions, you literally rewrite your responses and create new life experiences. So the question is how? How? How do we go from the old process to our new process? How? You do it with a pattern recognition roadmap. I've created a pattern recognition roadmap. I was going to go over it in this video, but I feel like it's just too much information. So what I'll do is I will add this to the next video. Remember this from the beginning? I want you to take another look, okay? What you're actually seeing is a bee. Take a look. See it? Side by side? But here's why this matters. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Therefore, let me ask you something. What if that uncomfortable feeling that you get when you're facing a challenge isn't a warning to stop? You see a girl, you think she's cute, all of a sudden, whoosh, it rises up. You're going to sit down with your boss and have your annual meeting. You want to ask for a raise, whoosh, right? The feeling just rises up. What if that uncomfortable feeling that you get when you're facing a challenge isn't a warning to stop? What if it's actually a signal that you're about to grow? You're not a character in your story. You're the author.